Mic check. Mic check. Are we live? Are we live?
We're live. We're live.
All right. A little technical difficulties, but we're gonna work through it. We'll be good to go. All right, guys. Welcome back, everybody. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday,
Yes,
Eagles.
me and Carla, the OGs.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on.
Looking down at those who left me, promise I'm not being petty. I'm the one they envy, Brody moving state to state, make $1 million out to send me. Plus I grinded from the start. I was stacking pennies, I might dip like Machiavelli. After the confetti, who ready? We ready? Who ready? We ready? Who ready? Who? We ready? Who? Who ready? Who? We ready? Who? Who ready? We ready? Who ready? We ready? Who ready? Who? We ready? Who? Who ready? Who? We ready?
The ongoing series about the life of the people touched by the love of the Pacific. Here are their stories. This is Highway 54.
Highway 54 back in the house.
We are back.
The boys are out today.
Yeah, everybody is out today. Dorsey D3 is over in New York.
New York,
for Unga every year he has to go. So it's just me. He said he may pop in, but I mean I probably wouldn't if I was in New York, but we'll see.
No worries. And we got Shaquana doing her thing.
Yeah.
I'm glad she was back last week. At least she felt better.
Yeah. Laughing Libations, she's back on that podcast too, so she's got a lot of going on. Sorry about my appearance. My glasses are really clean; they just look dirty. It's either the smear from the camera that I've been wiping back and forth, or
yeah. I
don't know which one.
Welcome back, everybody. We've had a busy week. Lots of stuff in the news. We're going to run through things here, but one of the biggest things here, I know me and Carlos have been in Japan where there is no tipping, or it's not expected to tip.
Right.
But I know it's always been a conversation of should we tip, do we tip, and I feel like it's a cultural thing. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of factors why tipping is like the norm here in the United States and not normal in other countries, and there's a lot of factors. It's not just one thing, and that makes the culture normalizing or not normalizing tipping. So we're going to go through this hot topic about to tip or not to tip. So that's the question. Feeling like you've been asked to tip everywhere you go on these days, and
Right.
almost any restaurant or any business that has a tipping as a normal thing. You're not alone. From convenience store counters to self checkout kiosks at airports, it's called Tipflation. It's the latest craze driving people nuts, and etiquette pros like from CNBC, Mr. or MSNBC, MSNB, whatever. Anyways, Mr. Manners, Thomas Farley are sounding the alarm. People are over it. Farley says everything is already crazy expensive because of the inflations and the greed of corporate, adding too much taxes or whatever. Just the cost of stuff is just not within our reach. And now every place you turn, it's like, how much would I tip? It's pushy, it's needy, and people are asking, why not just pay the workers more? It goes deeper than that, but don't stress. There are still places where you don't have to tip, even if the tablet asks you. But here's a lowdown. So, no tip zone. Don't feel need to tip in salaried pros like doctors. Obviously, I mean, you want to tip your doctor.
Right.
Plumbers, they would take a tip, but they don't ask. Lawyers, in fact, it could be super awkward if you try in those professions. Of course, in the medical group, lawyers and plumbers, counter workers, baristas, cashiers don't rely on tips the same way servers do. I'm gonna disagree on that.
Um,
The baristas, they do take tips, and
they
they
take
do.
tips, like, at Starbucks and stuff like that. Yeah, they take
Yeah,
tips.
even the Bubba makers and shops and ice cream shops, they do take tips. And there is when you turn around, whether it's PayPal or whatever, whatever POS they have, it has tips in there. Even Jersey
Right.
Mike's, open bars, hit a free drink spot. They're mostly already covered the tip, but slipping the bartender a buck might get you stronger pours. Oh no, that is like the number one. You always
Yeah.
tip the bartender.
Yeah, and then also, like, especially if it's open bar, I feel like you should be tipping your bartender.
Yeah, all the
Open
time.
bar, come on,
Yeah,
you're not paying for drinks at all.
yeah, yeah. And then you add a couple dollars to there, and then they'll probably add a little more, ounces to your drink. Double tipping. Got hit with a service charge and a tip option. Skip it. You're not obligated to tip twice. When there's a service charge, yeah, right.
Right. Wait, you said double tipping?
Yeah.
Double tip, you mean like if you're gonna give somebody $5, you give them $10?
No, double tipping is like when there's a service charge and then you tip on top of
Oh,
that.
yeah, I don't like that. That's not cool. Some people, like I know in Baltimore, they already include the gratuity into your
Yeah,
sales.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm just like, well, okay, well, that's what you included. So ain't no need of me giving you extra.
Mm. Yeah, if there's a service charge, I usually don't tip, but I usually will tip a little bit. It depends, like cash, like I'll put it on the table, whatever. But um, those with service charges, usually like the big franchises or like a 1 star, a 2 star, a 3 star. There is already service charge in there.
Gotcha, yeah.
Of course, you wouldn't tip in bad service.
Hmm.
I can't remember a time I didn't tip. I wouldn't tip as much, but I still tipped.
Right.
What up, Z3?
What's up? How y'all doing?
Hey,
Congrats.
babe.
What's going on? What up, Purdy? Congratulations on your win.
Thank you, thank you. Y'all stomping them out now.
The Eagles are flying. The Eagles are flying.
My Eagles are flying, and his Ravens are doing their thing right now.
Yeah, we're trying to get knee deep in a butt like a bike seat.
Ooh,
No Diddy.
a bike
That's
seat.
that's all Diddy right there.
Oh wow.
Emotional.
Woo. All right. Yeah, I don't remember. I've had bad service. Not really bad service. Like just like Nor took a little bit longer. You know what I'm saying? I still tipped.
I still tip too. Like because I've worked in the restaurant industry or whatever the restaurant
Right.
before, and I would still tip because a lot of times it is the kitchen that can be behind. It's not
Yeah.
always your server and your server running back and forth and checking for
Exactly.
you like where's my stuff, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
So a lot of times I still will tip the standard tip. Now if the server is giving me complete shit like attitude,
Mm.
I'm not doing it. Like, there's no reason for that. But a lot of times when the kitchen is behind or something like that, it's not their fault. And I know they don't get paid that much.
Yeah, same thing. I'm usually tipping, whatever it is, 10%, 15%. But it's gone to like
18.
20, 30, 50. Like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that. They not doing
75. Whoa, whoa, whoa,
the
whoa.
most you're gonna get standard, I would
10,
say
15.
18%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not with the automatic gratuity. None of that.
Yeah.
No.
And gratuity is even with it more prevalent now because of COVID. They're adding that gratuity or service fee or whatever it is,
Right, right.
and all these other taxes and takeout taxes and blah 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 whatever. That's why I always read your bill. If there's
Oh yeah.
gratuity, I ain't tipping. But I haven't been out lately that much out to a restaurant where I had to pay gratuity. But I know I work part time with the Chili's, or I'll be full time with Chili's. Tipping is a little extra that a lot of waiters and waitresses and bartenders need to survive, pretty much.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So the factors of why in the United States, you guys, in your own opinion, why in the United States tipping is a cultural thing. Why is it like almost pretty much automatic?
Mandatory. Um, I don't know. It's been like that as long as I can remember. Like the wait, because even my mom was a waitress when I was younger, and they don't get paid like the minimum wage or anything like that. So because they don't get paid the minimum wage, they're trying to make up for it in tips.
Mm, mm.
So I mean, that's always been historical. I'm not sure if it's better. You know what? Now that I think about a conspiracy, back in slavery, when we came out of slavery or whatever, and people were the help and they still wasn't really getting paid that much. Maybe
Mm,
that's where tipping came in. Like, we'll just go ahead and give
mm.
them a bit something. What you think?
I think just reading off of Chat GPT, origins came from Europe in a similar fashion where a lot of the laborers weren't getting money. The wealthy was tipping the laborers for good service. And
Mhm.
of course, that probably carried over with the European Americans coming over and colonizing, the United States.
Colonizing.
Yeah, and then it is adopted in America. Tipping was, I guess, introduced in the U.S. in the 19th century, gaining popularity in the Civil War. It was initially viewed kind of with skepticism, but some seemed to endorse the class system. So it came over from Europe, and of
Mhm.
course, Europe colonized the U.S. and brought their immigrants here, and
Right.
just became a normal thing in the restaurant establishment. And then the 19th and 20th century, minimum wage is horrible here in the U.S. for a
Right.
first world country. I think it's like nationally, it's like $7.25 or $7.50.
Is
Um,
what? The
the
minimum
minimum
wage?
wage, yeah, on average.
Is it?
Well,
It
it,
can't
it
be.
yeah. Let's look it up real quick.
Yeah.
So, what is the
National
national
minimum wage.
tipping? Oh,
Minimum wage is
minimum
it?
wage. Yeah, minimum wage in America. It
I'm thinking it's
says
got to be over $10 an hour, I would think.
nope. The federal minimum wage in the United States is $7.25 per hour.
That's horrible.
Uh,
I
there are
know
states, there are states and local laws, or the minimum as high as 15, and of course in California for fast food workers over so many stores, it's $20 an hour.
when I was I think I was doing like eight or $9 an hour as a hostess.
Hmm.
And then they would do tip share, like whatever the waitresses will make.
Yep.
They would do tip share, tip us out at night or whatever.
Yep.
But it was like a second type.
Yeah. Now we're going over the actual federal minimum wage. It's still $7.25.
That's
So
bad.
my question with that is, Who's getting $7.25? What job in the United States of America is paying their employees $7.25 today in 2024?
Probably waitresses.
I personally don't think it's the restaurant industry. I think it might be something like laborers that are like doing stuff like picking oranges or stuff like that. I mean, and I think they just do that, or they might end up paying them by the by like the weight of what they grab or something like that. That's what I'm thinking.
Hmm.
But if we want to be technical, the military, if you think about it, did you ever, while you was in Kid Mango, did you ever look at your hourly rate based off of your
No,
rank?
not really.
It'll scare you.
Yeah, I
It'll
mean,
scare you.
obviously, like E4 below, it's not a livable wage. I mean, if it's you're just looking at paycheck, but if
Mhm.
you add in the benefits of like, your dorm,
BAH and
BAH,
food.
BAS, medical, it goes up. But
Yeah,
the actual money that goes in our paycheck, yeah, it's not. That's not a livable wage.
yeah, but that's why you
Period.
had people that were actually getting married just to get a higher income.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. But again, I knew that when I was at E4, E5. Like, well, I added my rent. What rent was I getting?
Right.
My medical. What was I paying in medical? That's a full coverage medical. That I mean, right now, you're paying what, 250 minimum, maybe up to $1,000 just for medical. So
Mhm.
So
you,
about a waitress, I'm looking here, a full-time waitress in Maryland is $14.30 an hour. It
oh,
says how
okay.
the ranges could it says the range of salaries can be wide. Some waitresses earn as little as $5.83 an hour, and some earn as much as $27 an hour. So, but the average in Maryland is in between 11.20 and 16.35.
Oh, okay. Minimum wage in California as of 2023 is 15.50.
Mm.
You got teachers being paid $19 an hour.
Yeah, teachers get the raw end a lot of times, and it's like they should be paid more.
Well, I always said, going off topic, but not really. I believe all teachers should be federally funded, like our
Yeah.
oh, no, they are. Their GS 11, nines, 10s, 11s, and 12s, and
Mm.
that should be federally funded with the city or town adding to the funding, like for the building and supplies and all that. But the wages should be federally funded,
Absolutely. Yep.
right?
Mhm.
That's
Yep.
a minimum wage. And then they're gonna say, well, some districts the teachers getting paid more. Yeah, I understand that,
Hmm.
but to be to be fair, a GS 11 is a GS 11 worldwide.
Right.
Right.
A GS 12 and a GS 12 are GS 12 worldwide. Do they have benefits? The DODEA, yeah, because they're overseas. For those, they have free housing, blah blah blah. So add that too.
Hmm.
you
Right.
know, or at least half or a portion of that. And then of course, if you're uh, overseas, of course it's fully funded by the federal. So I'd rather that my taxes go to our teachers, anyways.
I'd rather my taxes go to teachers
Yeah,
over.
I wouldn't mind that at all.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate that. Who would vote against that? Saying to be federally funded, like, oh, okay, that would solve a lot of problems with
That's
our.
funny. The Trumpanzees, they would.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. And of course, the districts, you got those rich neighborhoods that just pays a lot in taxes there, and that goes to federally funding the schools. I get that, yeah, but salary wise, it should be funded by the federal government.
God, yeah.
That's, that's my thing. Anyways, with so 1550 in California for waiters, waitresses and waiters, but I'm still trying to figure out what job is being paid 750.
Um, probably. I don't know. I don't know
I'm
who's
not
taking
sure
those
either.
jobs.
I mean, I understand like the farmers maybe pay that amount, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, small
You
businesses.
farmers?
No one can live off 750. There's no way.
Not now. I don't think
Yeah.
so. I'm sure there's people making 750 because they're under the poverty line.
Oh yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that,
So I see here seasonal positions in aquaculture, tourism, holiday retail. Retail 750? Where in Chattanooga?
I
they
know.
gotta be stalkers or something.
Yeah. Even that.
That's horrible.
No,
Yeah.
stockers normally get paid more than a salesperson.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. They probably get shift differential too, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Used to trip me out when I used to work in the casino. Our base salary at the time, this was what 2000, 2001. Our
Mm-hmm.
base salary was, I think, right at 12 an hour.
Mm.
But the thing was, what bumped it up is when they had tips. But they were
Oh,
actually, they call it a tote box. So they would take the tips, put it into a box or whatever. So for that particular pay period, you would actually split that with the dealers, because the dealers had their own tote box, but all the people that were actually slot attendants on during that pay period that were actually not on PTO or anything like that. So we actually split up with all those people. So it ended up being an extra $7 on top of what we was already
yeah.
making for our base salary, which was kind of cool. But it was
Yeah.
it fluctuated through the tips.
Yeah.
It
So
fluctuated.
depending on the business and restaurants, they are making 200, 300, 500, $600 a night.
Right.
But that's like Las Vegas, casinos, 4 or 5 star restaurants. But doesn't mean you get to pay them $3.25. That should be way against the law. It's
Right.
added, right? It should be added to their wage. So that's laws that need to be changed. Obviously, there's no one who should be paid $3.25 because
Right.
we offset it because of tips. But no, tips are extra, not a way to pay your employees, right?
Right.
So that's the culture we're trying to change here in the United States. Until you
Right.
change those laws, then
Right.
you're going to get companies paying minimum wage. Oh no, the average people that make here is 150, $200 a night. So that's what happens.
Yeah.
Anyway, 750 is a federal. I don't know. No one wants to change that. Who do you think is against upping the federal minimum?
Probably somebody that has to pay it themselves.
No,
If they have
probably,
their own employees.
yeah. People who has businesses. Like I said, who is paying 750? Who's paying getting 750? So what countries do you think the top 10 country, top 5 countries that don't accept tips? What do you guys think?
I know Mexico, Japan.
Mm-hmm.
They'll accept them, but Mexico, Japan. When I was in Jamaica, we didn't tip because they said you don't have to tip on the resort, and I didn't eat off of the resort.
Okay.
But I do know Mexico for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Japan, South Korea, China, France, Italy, Australia, New Zealand, Switzerland, Iceland, Denmark, number 9, and number 10 is Norway.
Mm.
So if you look at all these countries, what is the difference between them and the United States?
Well,
It begins with an F.
Fucked up.
Free healthcare.
Free healthcare. Wow. Wow.
Universal healthcare, free healthcare, or a regulated healthcare under a country where you're not paying $1,000 for what do you call that? Insulin. Which we just fixed that last year, which it's now capped at $35 per shot or insulin. So
wow.
So yeah, so cost of living is where we need to fix too, where that will help with the wages that we get in the United States, right? Obviously, if healthcare is one of the biggest money makers or what the reasons why we're in debt, no amount of money under $30 are we going to survive, or we're not going to have a challenge.
Right.
Yeah. So that's the biggest difference, and of course, food and inflation and housing. Where we live. Why is it? For a 2-bedroom, why is it $2,000 for 2 bedrooms or 1 bedroom, $2,000 in California, but in some small city in Texas, it's $900.
Yeah, but it's actually a lot of places have actually jumped up big time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So why don't our federal government have subsidies for housing? So, for example, someone has a renter who rents units, and they cap their rent to a certain amount of money. Then the federal government will like say, "Oh, okay, since you're renting at this low rate, we'll subsidize you with tax or extra money and all that."
Right.
That won't work.
That would
I
make
mean,
sense.
it may work, but I mean, they're not doing that. They're not. I don't see
Mm.
it anytime soon.
Yeah.
Unless depending on who gets in office. So
Yeah. Yeah. So I would say in most cities and towns in the United States, it's the cost of living that
absolutely.
that hurts us in our dollars. It doesn't matter how much you pay. I mean, you can pay us $40 an hour. We're still going to be struggling.
Yeah, but I mean that, for instance, where we live about an hour, less than an hour from DC.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at the prices where we live at,
Mm-hmm.
and then you go look at the prices where DC's gas is probably like $5 a gallon, $4 a gallon, or something like that. And ours is like, was it like $2.99 or $2.89 or something?
Yeah,
and that's for regular. You get premium. You get premium. It was like $3.21, which is still good.
Yeah, yeah. So that's where I don't understand where now the laws and taxes are different for each state, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, and so that's where the problem comes in. Where, yeah, you pay me $15 an hour in San Diego, but you pay me $15 in Texas, I'm getting a lot more for my buck.
Yeah, same thing in Georgia too. Georgia, their cost of living there is a little bit lower than a couple other places too. So your dollar stretches farther.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, even in my industry, it is not livable wages. I'm glad I have the military behind me, but still, San Diego is a beautiful place, but you have to hustle. Like I said, I've said this many times in podcasts. I'm this close to selling my feet pictures.
Oh,
pretty soon. I don't need to show my face, just my pretty feet.
Oh,
damn it!
This close. This close.
I don't know. You might want to run that through a few people first before you start putting your dogs out there.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I mean,
get them dogs out the street.
I would walk like 20 miles and stinky ass feet. Sell my socks.
Had some ashy feet. ASMR.
Yeah. Well, it's that big debate now. It's where, man, you can't just have one job. There's a very lucky few people out there who can, these people are making 100, 6 figures and above on average that can do that. But now anybody under that, what's the percentage of people making under 100,000? Can we look that up? Can we chat GPT that one in America? How many people, what's the percentage of America living under 100,000 or 6 figures? I bet you it's like,
how many people what?
Are living under 100,000 a year. I bet you 80%.
There's a lot, I'm sure.
Let me look it up. Let's ask Chat GPT. How many Americans are living under 100K per year? What's the percentage? 60%.
I thought it was more than that.
Yeah, I feel like that's more than that. Recent estimates, about 60% of American households earn less than 100K per year. This figure can be based on factors. So, what do you think middle class? What per year? What is the middle class in California?
California?
Yeah.
Woo! That's bruh. That has to be in the 70s or 80s, middle class for California. It ain't nothing cheap out there.
So to be middle class, 130,000.
See, and the crazy thing was, a few years ago, I saw that they were trying to raise the rent. A lot of landlords were trying to raise the rent even more in San Francisco, and they didn't do any renovations or anything like that. They just felt that, okay, well, we're just going to do a 300% price hike. And they had people all on the newscast were like, no, just you're gonna do that just because we can't afford that. We actually scraping right now. You're gonna just because the 300% because of, I guess, because of the actual because of Silicon Valley and the booming technology and stuff like that, how that changes up.
Yeah. So California should be more. California, it's between 60 and 130. It all depends because obviously if you have a husband, wife working or whatever, or people working under the same house, that's per household. In Maryland, it's 70 to 150.
You mean the average household?
The average. Middle class is considered under between 70 and 150,000 per year.
I make that selling my squirrel plates. I might smother some squirrel or whatever like that.
It says Montgomery County and Howard County, for example, are higher living costs.
Yeah, they are.
So you would need like 150,000 to be living in that area.
Yeah.
So in what town you can live middle class for 70,000 in Maryland?
Salisbury.
Oh shit.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, you probably could in Salisbury. Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Salisbury. All right. Well, anyways, tipping, not going to fix it in the U.S. Only way you're going to fix it is all these other factors. All right. Carla put this Gettysburg College. This, I have a lot of questions for this one. A lot of questions. Hold on. Gettysburg College is under fire after disturbing reports surfaced involving members of the swim team. They're being accused of scratching a racial slur onto another student's body using a plastic or ceramic tool. The incident was sparked outrage on campus and beyond. In response, the college released a statement saying that there is serious reports which is being actively assessed through the student conduct process, and the students involved have been suspended from each swim team activities pending out the outcome. My question is, who's letting them do that on their skin?
That can't be the first time they did it either.
They're letting nobody's gonna. I don't think the person let them. There could be some threats involved and stuff like that. They could be picking on somebody that's half their size, like younger than them, smaller than them.
Like a little initiation thing, and
I mean, even or just, people are just mean. These kids they bad. Fuck them kids.
Yeah, well, we're talking about college kids, so
yeah, they're still kids. They're
still talking about some common sense things.
Yeah, they were some entitled kids to be able to think they can get away with something like that. That ain't the first time they done haze somebody.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of people that get hazed. There's a lot of people that I'm sure if that person sit up there and let them do it, which I know that they did, it wouldn't be out in the news like it is right now.
Yep.
Isn't it some of these opinion influencers on the Republican side said racism doesn't exist?
Well, we know that racism exists. I mean, we know better than that. They're trying to they're ashamed of their history, which they should be. And so in order for the younger people not to know what we went through and what they're going through, they're trying to act like, oh, we were always good to them.
So why do you think this still happens? I mean, what I mean, number one, why does it still happen? And number two, what do you think the best outcome would be from this?
I mean, it's always going to happen. It's always going to happen for the simple fact, look who we have, that we're allowed, for us to be even allowing Trump to run for office. I mean, that says a lot right there. Yeah, it really does, because racism has always been there, but now people are more bold because if you notice when Trump got in office the first time or whatever, that's when you really seen the hidden races really come out. Now they're a lot more bold. They'll do just about anything.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I
So
think
racism been deep down instilled
yeah.
from the boomers and some Gen X's, and now they're more bravado. Now they're more like, you know what? It's okay.
That's because a lot of them are in positions of power. They can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Before they were growing up. Now all of a sudden it's more covert, and now they're in positions of power. So you got all types of actions and stuff like that that they're in control of. So they can do little subtle racist hints and do all types of stuff. Just little microaggressions.
mhm.
They can do whatever now because they're in positions of power. So what's the point of me actually telling you what I'm going to do? I'll just go ahead and make a law and make it to where everybody can do the exact same thing.
Yeah. No, I mean we're all Gen X's, so I believe in like, oh, it's funny, burning and roasting each other. But there's a line, obviously, but you don't the way they're sounding it, they're not saying it on this news, but they probably use the N word. That's probably what they did. But it could have been Jewish too. Could have been like the other word with the K word, or it could have been Latina, and they use the S word. Um, but they have to learn that from somewhere. And what makes them think it's funny to degrade somebody, because of their color or religion? If they're not a professional comedian, and then there's a context to it, obviously.
But I mean, it's not unusual at this point. I mean, they're
Yeah.
still hanging people for one.
Hmm. Hmm.
They're still hanging people. So I mean, something like that is not. It's not even shocking at all.
But they had a guy to say the N word on Megyn Kelly's show. He slipped up and said it, but he was talking about Haitians, and he slipped
Yeah,
up the
yeah,
N-word.
yeah,
Yeah, and this was last week, so it's
yeah,
still there.
yeah.
Angel Hall says, Pam Grier, Foxy Brown, or Bernadette Stanis, the daughter of Good Times. Who is more beautiful? Huh?
Where'd that come from?
For YouTube.
What podcast are you on? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, what? That's not what
Foxy
we talking
Brown,
about. What
Pam Grier, or the daughter of Good Times? Bernadette Stanis. Isn't Bernadette Stanis the
that's Thelma
Thelma?
from Good Times. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still wondering what provoked that question.
I don't know. But
Okay.
I mean,
Low.
to answer your question, yeah, Pam Grier, obviously. But yeah. So yeah, Gettysburg College students. I don't even know why it's news because it's scratching. I mean, dude, I'm thinking without all the information that the student was held down.
Yeah.
They took like a fork or a spoon, and I'm sorry to say it, not that many Asians, or I'm pretty ashy actually. I am ashy. Yeah, dude, I'm ashy. But you don't see it,
That's
right?
not to be ashy though. There's plenty of lotion and well, I mean, maybe not baby oil,
It
but
sticks out more with more browner skin. Like my legs are brown. My legs are brown. I'll show you one day my ashy skins. But yeah, so I'm assuming no one in the right mind is gonna. I'm standing there, and you're gonna write something on my leg. So my
yeah,
thing
no,
is,
Maybe they don't have any hands. Maybe they can't fight,
ooh,
and they were outnumbered. I mean,
yeah, pretty much. Yep.
just gotta take your issue then.
Yep. And it's called Gettysburg College. What is Gettysburg College? Pennsylvania.
yeah, Gettysburg. That's you remember Gettysburg, battle of Gettysburg and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You
Well,
still got a lot of races up there.
it's like people like they don't understand. People get weirded out by Kamala when she code switched. You remember that? We talked about that a little bit. We all grew up in the military. We've been around a lot of different accents and ways slang that we talk about, whether it be Japan, Korea, Philippines, California to New York. We pick up things, especially when we grew up in our teens or even early 20s. There are certain words or languages that we pick up that's in our everyday, how you say, everyday language. and we don't
Right.
think about it.
Right.
We say a word a certain way and thinking, oh, konnichiwa. No, it's konnichiwa. We say things like that because we grew up hearing it, and people think, oh, why are you acting Japanese now?
Right.
No, bitch, because that's where I grew. That's how I grew up, and that's how you say it.
There's nothing wrong with trying to embrace that culture without being disrespectful too.
Yeah,
Some people do
yeah,
stuff out of disrespect.
exactly. Like honestly, the way I talk to you guys is maybe different than the way I talk to my friends from Guam. Carla, Guam, we have a different accent. We have a little bit of a pigeon accent. Yeah,
Yeah. Half a day.
half a day.
Would you say half a day? What?
Half a day.
Half a day.
Half
Oh,
a
they
day.
said half a day.
So we
Well,
code switch without thinking. It's just a normal thing. And Carla, D3, myself, we've worked with our coworkers as enlisted and also with commanders.
Mhm.
We talk differently. When you're talking in a meeting, you're gonna talk different. You're gonna have that the office language.
Yeah, I mean, you're just more lax at home. Like, I mean, I even talk
Exactly.
around my parents because my parents have a Salisbury accent. So sometimes when we're talking for a period of time, I'll end up going into my Salisbury accent too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's
speaking of
code
which,
switching. Those of us who grew up around multicultural, that's just a natural thing.
shoot, even when I'm in Salisbury, I don't even go by Dorsey. I mean, so
Mm.
I didn't know his name that he grew up with until
What's your nickname?
Aloysius.
no, they call him Lionel.
Yeah, that's what
Lionel?
Lionel, yeah. Everybody he knows,
Yeah.
his family calls him Lionel.
Yeah.
My family calls him Dorsey.
But the way you talk to your friends from elementary, even high school, it's way different how you talk today with us now, right?
True.
Yeah. There are certain words that you guys would say, like only you guys from that area would understand, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like 50 cent.
What?
50 cent.
What is this set?
50 cent. 50
Oh,
cent.
okay.
Yeah.
50 cent.
And I was like today years old, realizing I do have a California accent. I do have a Midwestern accent when I do podcasts or I'm announcing or DJing. But when I'm talking regularly, I have this California accent where I string along my words and I don't say my T's a lot,
Well,
depending.
was it? You ain't no count.
Yeah, like Monterey.
They don't say T's in London either. You ever heard someone with a British accent? They don't pronounce T's either.
Oh, really? T's? No.
Yeah, just what they don't pronounce T's for some reason.
In California, we say, I'm going to the store. What did I say?
You're going to the store.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Or some people say I'm finna go.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm fitting to. Yeah, I'm finna.
Oh, what are you talking about?
They're about to do something.
Yeah. So, if someone who's English as a second or third language, you'd be like, what? Yeah. So, my wife's like that. She's like, I thought for a long time I'm mumbling. But naturally, if I'm talking with friends or family, I have this California accent where I string along words.
I'm ESL too.
Yeah. ESL. ESL.
Yeah, English is my second language.
What's your first language?
Sarcasm.
Ebonics.
Phonics. That is,
Sarcasm.
yeah. So yeah, I didn't know too. So in California, it's the same thing. So and now with code switch too, with people from Guam, code switching right now. I talk a little bit different. Not as formal if I were talking to in a meeting and or announcing something. But I have that California accent. Anyways, talking about code switching, but I think we're talking about code switching because we understand when other people who grew up in a different area, racism, it all dictates who you grew up with and what you're allowed to say and do around those people. And then you bring it to people of color. They're like, what the fuck you just said? Yeah. Or they think it's funny within their family and friends, but they scratch someone on the leg on their swim team. Well, that's not funny.
No.
Yeah. But anyways, bottom line, it still exists. They should be suspended, and they should go through a workshop about diversity and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the end of the day, they're kids. But anyway,
College don't have an HR department for students.
no, they want to kill DEI.
Yeah,
Okay.
they do.
What's up about that wallet, Coach Anthony? All right, next topic here. Let's go about the Super Bowl next year. Something's going on. Hip hop fans are buzzing after the announcement of Kendrick Lamar will be headlining the Super Bowl the next Super Bowl in the show in New Orleans. But not everyone is celebrating. Lil Wayne, born and raised in New Orleans, saying he's feeling a certain kind of way that he was overlooked or not even asked to do the Super Bowl. In an emotional video posted on Instagram, Wayne didn't hold back. He says that I'm hurt a lot. I wasn't prepared for the letdown. It broke me, and I feel like they let me down. Some fans are even blaming Jay-Z, who helped select performers for halftime show, for snubbing Lil Wayne.
Look at that Anthony put.
He tripping. Taking the Browns
down to the Super Bowl. Oh man,
that's disgusting.
Yeah, that's nasty.
Not Cleveland. You know what? After if this is my
Floyd, you didn't get it.
Do you know what that means?
Taking the Browns to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that means taking a dump.
Oh yeah.
He was like, yeah, Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, not Cleveland. Definitely not Cleveland. Cleveland.
Sorry, Cleveland. No offense. Yeah. I don't even have a football team anymore. It was the Chargers, but not. So is Lil Wayne, is he right for feeling that way?
I mean, I think like before this happened, in an interview they asked Lil Wayne about, if he's doing the Super Bowl, and he said, well, I don't know. He said that would be a dream come true. He was like, since it was going to be in Louisiana, so he was like, I hadn't heard anything yet, but I think he kind of thought that they would be in the running for it.
Mm-hmm.
That makes any sense. But so he's disappointed. A lot of the other fans are disappointed that Lil Wayne and friends didn't get picked up. Now, Kendrick is not going to disappoint when it comes to the Super Bowl at all. Yep. But at the same time, Lil Wayne, he has a bigger catalog, and he has a lot of collabs.
Yep.
That are like out of this world. So either way, either one of them, I mean, I don't think the one's going to be better than the other, but I'm here for Kendrick.
Yeah.
I'm definitely
I don't think you should be mad at Kendrick Lamar. I should be mad at the people choosing or asking, right? And if Jay-Z, and if Jay-Z is part of that decision, you should be the blame. You should hey man.
But what is there to blame though? I mean, just because it's going to be in your town does not mean that you automatically get that. You know what I'm saying? So they made the decision the way they made the decision. We don't know why, but at the end of the day,
I mean, what if they had a Super Bowl in New York and you didn't ask Jay-Z?
I mean,
that's happened a lot. So
yeah.
But my thing is, I think it's a lot deeper than that. Years ago, Wayne and Jay-Z had beef when Jay-Z said he was going to retire. And of course, both of their last names is Carter, so they talk about Mr. Carter and all this other stuff. Jay-Z said he was going to retire, so Wayne took it upon himself to try to be the I guess the main rapper on the planet, right? Because he had a mixtape, I believe it was called a mixtape that actually said best rapper alive. So it's like okay, but they had beef ever since then, and then supposedly now, if you think about it, if you really want to get back at somebody you had beef with, then you befriend their enemy. Think about it. Drake is still affiliated with Wayne. How do you get back at Drake and Wayne at the same time? Kendrick.
Gotcha.
It's layers to it. It's layers. I mean, it's something else. It's something they're not telling us.
Right, because I mean, like Lil Wayne, he could have easily had it, because he's with Nicki. Nicki and them were with him, Drake. Then you got No Limit, you got Master P, you got Mystical, you got all those people down there. Yeah, they would have put on a show and a half.
They would have. They would have. They would have.
But at the same time, can you imagine Kendrick actually asking some of them to come on stage with him and doing some stuff, doing some of their hits?
Yeah,
that's possible too.
So maybe this is the other factor would be that because that's a good theory, and not even a theory. That's probably, if that's a fact, that's probably what happened. They're playing the game,
right?
Where Lil Wayne will show up and just blow up the whole Super Bowl. Like, oh, did you see Lil Wayne? And then of course, Master P and everybody else walks on in.
Maybe, but they don't have to, because let me tell you, Kendrick can hold it on his own.
He can.
He can definitely hold it on his own, and if he bring out a couple, stops, then I mean,
yeah.
All
I don't know. I'm kind of siding with Lil Wayne. I love Kendrick Lamar. Obviously, he's from the West Coast. He's from Los Angeles. But someone going to my house to perform on the biggest stage in the world, I'd feel kind of way. I'm siding with Lil Wayne.
Yeah, it's okay for him to feel a kind of way, but I still don't think that it's a bust for the hip hop community. Like we all right with seeing Kendrick.
Yeah.
Whatever happened between Lil Wayne and Jay-Z or whoever, that's for them to deal with. They made the call, whatever, and we just here for it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's probably what happened. That's probably the most logical. Like they got some beef and.
But I also think it's recency bias too, because of what Kendrick was been put out for the past few months.
Yeah,
he's been lighting it up back to back to back songs. So recently he's been tearing it up. So why not get him, since he's the hottest MC out there right now? Why not?
Yeah,
why not capitalize on that? Because they know they're gonna bring some viewers in regardless. Super Bowl.
Yeah,
but the halftime show. That sets off the Super Bowl even more if it's good, unless you like The Weeknd and just be straight trash. But that's for
The Weeknd was trash. I honestly thought The Weeknd was trash.
That was hot garbage. You think about it. How many other people is up there? Think about it. Dre was up there and brought up people and went off. Dre, all the way back to Prince and Whitney Houston, Marvin Gaye performing the national anthem. Even the national anthem was better than his whole performance for 30 minutes. You're like, come on, bro. What are you doing? Really?
Well, he's a modern pop star with a very unusual take on entertainment. So, yeah,
it's a no for me.
That's the way it goes.
Sometimes being contrarian or being eclectic goes wrong. You need to let that go.
Well, I don't see how out of all the artists they could have picked, why would they pick The Weeknd?
Because the game was on the weekend.
Yeah.
That don't mean nothing.
At the time, he had a couple hits that, he was up there, number one, top 5.
No, sir.
All right, man. Well, whatever happens, still going to watch the Super Bowl, and I believe the Chargers will be up there this year.
Yeah, they're going to make it if they buy a ticket.
Yeah. You got to watch out for the birds. The birds be the one flying in.
Hey, you see, we putting the asses on Dallas right now.
Yeah.
Boot the asses.
We already did what we did with the Saints.
Hey, where Tim at? Where he at?
That's what I'm saying.
Crickets. Crickets.
All right, Diddy. What's going on with Diddy? Hold on. I swear this was over a while ago.
Oh, no.
Diddy Combs, Sean Combs, the big arrest. He finally got arrested again. Is that again, right?
That's the first time he technically got arrested. Before he was just out.
Well, this time he got snagged by the federal agents in New York and tied to a sealed grand jury indictment involving some serious sex trafficking charges. Doesn't stop there. His home in Beverly Hills in Miami got raided too. No bail for Diddy, even when the lawyers offered $50 million in bail, backed by the Miami mansion, even his mom's house. But the judge wasn't having it, saying prosecutors saying he's a major flight risk and could mess with the witnesses. The freak out parties. Yep, there are wild parties. We've heard about it. Now, part of the indictment, claims of drug use, cocaine, ecstasies made the rounds. Cops found drugs and 1,000 bottles of baby oil. And there are tapes. They are VHS. He had cameras everywhere of everybody. Yeah, there are tapes.
VHS, that's old school. He's been doing that for a minute.
Yep.
Yeah, press rewind.
Oh,
his legal team's throwing some down some big promises in court if they're granted bail. No female visitors. Well, he likes guys, bro. No drug weekly drug testing, limiting where he can stay. But the Fed says nope, it's too risky. Stay in jail.
That is so crazy because you know what? He's considered a flight risk, but Trump wasn't. Anyway, I digress.
Exactly. So, who has a plane be traveling around?
Yeah. Like, come on. And he was convicted.
Yep. 32 counts.
Yep.
I'll let the black man get an indictment, or several indictments, but
it's because we black. Now, neither one of them was right. No, let me just say that.
They're making a statement, though.
Oh,
you got all this money, you still can't pay bail.
$50 million? Mm-hmm. I think murder is like
and
50,000.
Part of his houses and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
bro.
There's some deep shit happening.
Yeah, he got some tapes on some very prominent people. That's what that is.
Yeah, they say they about to Epstein him.
Ooh, yeah. You look at your Instagram right now. See some celebrities trying to move and sell their assets and moving to Bali or something like that.
Yeah, that's why Russell Simmons ain't coming back.
No, Russell
that's where he at.
He not coming back. Now, before Puff, he was arrested on like Tuesday. You know he wasn't supposed to turn himself in. He was supposed to turn himself in Wednesday, right? So it was so bad they came and got his ass a day earlier because his lawyer said initially he was supposed to turn himself in on that Wednesday, but they came and got his black ass.
That's because he was blowing up people's phones trying to talk to witnesses and stuff.
Yeah,
there was somebody that he talked to. He was trying to get in touch with them like 50 sometimes.
Yep.
Bruh.
Yep. So,
I mean, I know exactly what happened. Is we talked about it many times over. Young, dumb, rich. I say dumb, rich. They get everything they want. Their sexuality is heightened because they get a lot of girls all the time, anytime, and of course, guys. Just vice versa. They're all bi, whatever. And then regular sex is not exciting to them. So you take it to the extreme, like Diddy. Not just Diddy. There's a lot of people out there who are in that same boat or party with him. Or I think they had like the Kardashians was talking about. There's a clip going around. It says he was talking about there was like a butt naked parties, and Kardashians were there, and pop stars were there, and.
Yeah, there's a whole list out now. There's like a list of people out right now that allegedly is.
But do you guys look at the people that he dated or was around and they're kind of messed up? Like Usher is kind of quiet about it. What's his name? The young boy, blonde head.
Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber. Oh,
He messed him up.
Selena Gomez, they all messed up.
But see, there's already things out about Usher. If you listen to like Jaguar Brown, Jaguar Wright, I said right. Jaguar Wright.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's already stuff that's been going on about Usher. Like when he was in the Flavor Camp and his ass had to get sent to the hospital. Guards was saying Usher's family knew why he got sent to the hospital. They knew what he was into. He wanted to be a big star, and they wanted him to be a big star. So what happened?
So they basically trafficked him too themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
And he allegedly has, herpes.
Casey and JoJo, look at them. They all cracked out cracked out and messed up, and they were like one of the powerful singers out there, during the 90s.
Yeah,
Where,
absolutely.
where they at? Silk? Oh, we saw Silk. They're okay.
Silk. No. Silk was under Keith Sweat for a minute.
Yeah. So allegations, but they're not allegations. These are all true stuff coming out. Kim Porter had a book. I think 80% of that stuff is true.
Her best friend was supposed to come out with a book because she was one of the ladies that was kicking it with Jay-Z. She mysteriously died. So it's all over the place.
What's his name? Brown, the child star, acting all weird and stuff.
Orlando Brown.
Orlando Bloom. Brown.
Orlando Brown. You're gonna say Brown and Bloom.
Orlando Bloom too. Orlando Brown. They're saying that no, he acting, and he's trying to tell you guys, us, the real deal. He acting crazy, because if he acts crazy, he can get away with a lot of stuff. Talk about stuff that's actually happening.
But everybody ain't crazy though. Jaguar Wright and Gene Deal. They actually were. He was security for Bad Boy, and he's been going in on them for years himself.
Yeah,
from all the foul stuff they were doing.
J-Lo, look at J-Lo. She's messed up.
Is she?
She is messed up. She got divorced again. Yeah, by John. Yeah.
I don't think it's because of him. I think it's just her ego. But his ego's jacked up too, so it
combination
kind of evens out.
Meal Mix, that gay. That's hey, look, you gay, but that's outlandishly a gay.
Yeah, you can't be a little bit gay.
No, Mick. Oh man, that's crazy. Well, people let it go. People don't say it, but now they do because maybe the money's not flowing, and the NDA ran out after 10, 15 years. People are like, fuck this. I'm telling everybody.
Yeah, people from Making the Banners are coming out and talking now.
Yeah.
Little guy Freddie.
And you got Dylon talking. You're done.
Oh,
bro.
Dylon, greatest rapper of all time.
For the last couple of days, even I know you heard me listening to it last night, Dorsey.
What?
But I have been listening to like the Gene Dill stuff.
Yeah, Gene. Yeah, he's serious with it.
He's putting it out there. I mean, really putting it out there. And it was like, saying, aren't you scared? Or aren't you? He was like, no, not at all.
He got this, but Gene got that street cred though from some of the videos I watched like last year sometime. But he's been, like I said, he's been talking about it for years. And some of the stuff he was saying, he was like, okay, Bad Boy wanted me to do security for them and everything like that. But I already had me and my crew, we already had the streets on lockdown. So somebody come up to him, trust me, it's just not him by himself. And plus, at the same time, he's like, what, 6'6", 300 some pounds? Yeah. That just ain't somebody you just gonna run up on and just think you just gonna do whatever to him.
Exactly.
That dude ain't no slouch.
I think he's done over what 20 years, 30 years of this horrible stuff. His greed, his appetite has gone crazy. Money is running out. He's not making the money he used to. You know what I'm saying? He is not a well person. He's probably going to get away with insanity. That's what they're going to probably plead.
He's going to kill himself. Or
no, porn addict.
Yeah, well, Gene Dill was saying that they asked him, do they think he would commit suicide or whatever? He was like, he ain't used to being behind bars. He's not built for that.
Oh.
At all. He's so used to the lavish life and stuff like. So I mean,
he might like it though in prison though.
It's a whole sausage party up in there.
Yeah, sure is.
I mean, the only thing he's gonna be missing is baby oil.
Yeah, like I said a while ago, like someone's fucking with him because 1,000 bottles of baby oil,
and it was like 800 and some dildos that they found.
You know what they say about jail, right?
Yeah,
jail and love.
Well, here's
the love you want, you can't get. The love you want.
Here's a sad thing about it.
You gonna get
he's not the only one.
Oh no, he's not the only one.
Yeah. He ain't the first.
But he was so Mr. New York flashy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People in New York a lot of times are very, very flashy, but he was so flashy. Like, come to my house, doing party with Diddy until you party.
Yeah. When we partying, like, man, that's awkward.
I don't want to party like that.
50 Cent be roasting him like, you taking me shopping? The fuck?
And that big old bed he had that he could walk on. I mean, that's just awkward.
Yeah. Just so much videos of him being awkward.
Yeah.
He would like T3, when are we playing together? It's been a long time.
No, I don't get
Yeah,
down
and
like
then
that.
they looking all uneasy and stuff like that. And when they said, they asked Usher, would you send your child to his flavor camp? He was like, hell no.
Hell
No,
no.
his kids to know.
We need Tyson on the podcast because that video with Arsenio Hall.
Oh no! Did you see what Mike
You
Tyson
knew.
said? No,
You knew.
on whose podcast?
No, it was on Arsenio Hall interview, and it was Mike Tyson and Diddy. They were
Oh yeah, I
sitting on a
saw
chair
that one.
together.
I
Yeah,
saw
yeah,
that
yeah.
one. But I
Yeah,
saw recently that they talking about counseling who is it? Mace and Cameron.
Cameron.
Mace.
Yeah,
Why Mace? Isn't Mace the one that like left them?
he's a Trump supporter.
They friends with Trump.
Mace is not a Trump supporter.
Yes, there was a whole thing that came out like yesterday because they had Mike Tyson on their podcast, and they all were talking about their friends with Trump and that they were voting for Trump. Yep. So then now everybody's, people are saying more about them and talking about canceling them because they support Trump.
It don't matter, man. It don't matter. Like he said years ago, I can be in Fifth Avenue, shoot somebody in the face, and still vote for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he has his own filter. He says one thing, and all his supporters says, "No, that's not what he meant."
Exactly.
That's what he
didn't
said.
say ban all Muslims. No, that's exactly what he said. He didn't say eat cats and dogs.
Yeah, he did.
No, he
Exactly
said
what he said.
they're eating cats and dogs in Ohio. That's what he said. That's not what he meant.
Yeah, that's what tripped me out too. Because matter of fact, since we're talking about that real quick, I saw this commentary and it was talking about how he said that in Springfield, Ohio, that they're doing all of that. Come to find out that
JD Vance made it up.
that part of that was made up. But here's the other kicker: they saw a guy walking down the street with a goose in his hand that was in Canton, Ohio. They automatically said he was going to eat it. Then they saw a lady that was in Columbus, Ohio, having a mental health breakdown. Who's not even Haitian. Neither one of them are Haitian, and she's in a totally different city. But they all lumped that all together.
Yeah.
All I said, people just be careful what you look at online on there. Do your research.
So they're going into the forest or whatever, the forest, and hunting for geese, ducks, to eat them, right?
I mean, people
Is that a problem though? Is that unusual for people to go into the forest?
These hillbillies are out
geese?
here shooting all kinds of stuff and
Bruh, raccoons,
They're shooting squirrels.
deers. I'm gonna show you one picture.
duck dot. Okay. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Where's the travesty?
Yep.
They have a whole TV show, a whole series about killing ducks and geeses and all
That's
that.
what I'm saying. Them hillbillies.
They don't look Haitian to me.
No, not even close. Not to mention, you just look at Swamp Wars.
Who goes to Africa and shoot like fucking tigers and shit and fucking elephants?
Mm-hmm.
Remember, they had an issue with the founder of Jimmy John's behind that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where's the travesty on that? So
I'm just saying, how you going to sit there and blame one whole race of people? Say all Haitians do that. The people that that they lump those pictures, those stories together, they're not even Haitian. That shows you it's an attack on people of color. It goes back to the racism that we talked about earlier. It's on people of color.
Yeah, all Muslims, all Mexicans, all the shithole countries, all the vermins. Come on, man. We're pretty passionate about what our politics and all that, and we say it here and there, but sometimes you just don't let them be. Like, not let them be, but just don't waste your breath on them. I mean, just vote. Vote this shit. Vote. Everybody vote. Like, everybody in your office vote. I don't care who you vote, but vote.
Right.
Make it if everybody voted, like in the United States, actually voted that are eligible to vote, they'll never vote Republican. I'm telling you right now.
Did they say that Trump was going to vote?
Yeah. Oh, he can't.
He's a felon.
He's a felon.
But I bet you they'll figure out some kind of way for him to be at I bet you they'll find out a way for him to actually get to the polling offices.
What? How would he be able to vote? I don't understand.
He's going to be able to vote because he's Trump. There's an exception. He's the only exception in the United States.
Says, can a felon vote?
No, they're not supposed to.
It's common practice in the United States to make felons ineligible to vote, in some cases permanently. But we see it in our eyes since 2016, the different rules that Mr. Trump lives by. But anyways, we digress here.
Moving the goalposts. They're moving the goalposts.
Yep. P. Diddy, you're going to jail. You're done. If Mr. Pudding Pot went to jail, you're going to jail.
Hell yeah, he's going to jail.
Yeah. If I Believe I Can Fly is in jail, you are going to jail for a very long time.
Yep.
Long time. Like a long time.
Yep.
You're done. And even if he got out, he's done.
Right.
But I bet you all celebrities out there playing that game with them for years, they're all sweating bullets right now.
Mm-hmm.
They are. You know they are. You ever been swallowed up?
Yeah. I see a books. I see some Netflix movie, Hulu movie, Amazon movie. They got that Trump movie that came out. Huh?
Tubi movie?
Something like that. Not Tubi, but just came out about him. It was the Winter Soldier played him, I believe. That actor, the Winter Soldier.
Oh, Sebastian Stan.
Yeah, I think he played Trump. That one movie.
Wow.
What was it called? Check it out. It's done, man. I'm just kind of tired. Just indict him, charge him, and he's gonna tell on everybody. Everybody.
Come on, Ravens.
Yeah.
He's a yeah.
Wide open.
Yeah.
Are they playing right now?
Yeah.
What's the score?
28-12.
Yeah, they just scored a touchdown. Miscommunication again.
Oh man.
But they messed up the onside kick. Ravens let them get an onside kick, which was stupid as hell. But okay, it was 28-18.
Oh,
well, good luck.
They always lose their lead in the fourth quarter. See?
Yeah.
They play not to win. They play not to lose.
Yeah. Well, happy birthday to D3.
Thank you.
That's right. Happy birthday.
You turned what? 51?
38.
2?
38 special.
38. Yeah.
He's
38 special.
53.
38 special.
53.
Yeah, he's older than me.
Oh. Well, 50 is the new 30. That's what I believe.
Exactly. Exactly.
Even though our knees don't believe in that.
No. That back stiffen up, that's a wrap, bro. That'll make you cancel Christmas.
Even my sleep apnea don't believe in that. My sleep apnea is like I'm 100, 200 pounds and something.
Breathe.
I die every day. Rose is coming tomorrow. This is my anniversary week. We're going down to Universal doing the VIP thing.
In Florida or in California?
No, in California. Here, Hollywood.
Okay.
Yep. And then, we'll take it. We went to Hollywood last year, but there's some spots we can go to, like the observatory and the lampposts stuff, and just some selfie spots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I might take her to Warner Brothers backlot because they have the Friends there, the Friends set.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The cafe there. I don't know.
I've never seen an episode of Friends.
I saw a couple.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I get it. I love Living Single. That was my show. But yeah, love you guys. All right, thank you guys so much. D3, thank you. Have fun out there. Go Baltimore Ravens. Go Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, yeah, we gone. We won.
Oh, you did win? All right. Well, good luck this year. I don't have a football team. They left us. They're the LA Chargers now.
I mean, that's close enough.
Yeah, I know.
You can get Eagles fan. We accept you.
I'm a Padre fan. Default Laker fan, but that's about it. All right, guys, have fun. Next week, I'll talk about next week, but we'll see. All right, guys.
Sure.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We'll see you guys next week.
Appreciate y'all.
Bye-bye.
We hope you enjoyed the show today. Do us a favor and click on the like button or share our podcast. Thanks for listening. Till next time, we are Highway 54.